This is our Shimmer Forest Resin tutorial that I'm going to do in our Crystal Edge square mold. This mold holds about 9.5 ounces of resin. It's larger than most of our Crystal Edge molds, but I started off with 7 ounces for the basic pour. I'm using Liquitex Hooker's Green Hue acrylic ink, 8 drops and 1.18 ounces of resin. I then take 1.01 ounces of resin and use Pearl-Ex Antique Silver, a tiny scoop, plus a paler silver, a 1 scoop of that, and then Hyper Holo Silver Glitter, a half scoop of that in the 1.01 ounces of resin. For my white, I have Let's Resin Ocean White Pigment Paste, 2 drops in 1.35 ounces of resin. And then for the push, it's Liquitex Naphthol Crimson Acrylic Ink, 2 drops and approximately 1.60 ounces of resin. Then I have some clear glass, iridescent glass beads, and some fine red glitter. I waited till my resin was about 33 degrees Celsius. Usually I'm between 32 and 33 before I started pouring. And this is based on the geometric pour from Sunfire Designs. Great recipe. I love it and I want to use it forever. You start off by putting about 1.52 ounces of clear resin to the bottom. This, I believe, helps the inks blend. And because this mold's a little bit larger, I had to kind of pick it up and move it, push the resin to the edges. You then draw the quote-unquote geometric pattern, which never works out for me. I just end up drawing lines and trying not to get too heavy with the color and fill up all the blank areas with each color that I'm doing. As you see, I'm zigzagging, going on angles, going right to left, left to right. The only thing I don't do is circles, I think. The next part is the silver. The antique silver by Pearl-Ex was really heavy and I was afraid that it was going to be too dark. That's why I added the lighter color in. But you'll see at the end it still is kind of a heavy. Silver tends to look gray in resin, so I'm trying to find a lighter color. Although this is pretty, but I would call it more gunmetal than silver. And again, I'm just doing a random pattern, not really geometric, just lines, filling up the blank areas, making sure it doesn't go all in one spot. I was trying to do a Christmas pour here again with the red and the green. This holiday season I was not quite so lucky. The first one turned out yellow and green, and this one is green and silver for the most part. I then take the white and do the same thing. Just random lines. You are supposed to be doing some kind of geometric pattern, but I've never quite gotten the hang of that, so that's why I go off on my own devices here. Again, my white got a little heavy there in the center. I swear I'm going to do this with a piping bag maybe later on tonight and see if I can't keep those lines smaller all around instead of having big blobs of it in places. After I'm done with the white, it's then time for the push. And again, that's Naphthol Crimson acrylic ink. And then I just add a little bit of the glass glitter to the center. I think after I do this, I put a little speed ramping up or time lapse to make it go faster as you can watch the colors pull in on each other. A little bit of a torch. After that is cured, it sure looks pretty on the back. I see the red. I took the Hooker's Green Hue acrylic ink and mixed 20 drops in about 3 ounces of resin just to fill the back. I did use Pro Resin by Resin Pro, which is a medium viscosity resin. That's the resin I use in most of my pours, and that's why I get such great results. It's just a beautiful resin, very reactive. Now it's time for the demolding. Not very Christmassy looking, but you do see the silver and the green. I wish there was another color in there though. It does look pretty and reminds me of a forest. Let us know what you think in the comments below.